What's going on, Facebook? What's up, YouTubes? We're back. It's Friday, Billy. Today's payday. And before we get into our bet now, helping everybody make rent money, somebody said there was an MMA fight last night on Thursday night. What was that about? I didn't think they had MMA on Thursday
Oh
night.
man! Hey, it looked like a one of my practices back in the day, man. I mean, guys, grabbing quarterbacks, face masks, and hitting people with helmets. It was crazy, man. I mean, it was something that I kind of feel bad for the whole situation because it didn't have to happen that way because I mean, 10 seconds on the clock, they still run a play. Cleveland runs a play, and they're down 14 points, backed up on like they're inside their own 20. And Garrett gets off the ball and try to sack the quarterback like he's supposed to do. And in a sense, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't call late hit because he had threw the ball and it almost looked like he drove him to the ground, but he didn't because he rolled him over on top of him in a sense, and because you can't put your body weight on an NFL quarterback anymore, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And as they was getting up, they was getting up, and the quarterback was grabbing Garrett's face mask. And as he getting up, he's pulling him up, and then the quarterback kicks him in his nuts at the same time. Excuse my language, but and that's when I think it all went down, man. And that's when Garrett, you know, actually, what's crazy about it is one of Pittsburgh Steelers offensive linemen was holding Garrett back.
Hmm.
Kind of like, hey man, let it go, man, let this go, and then next thing the quarterback comes back around the side of him, if he was still wanting to fight,
Yeah.
and that's when the helmet came over the top, just like a hammer. That's the way it looked, Bobby. It was just like a hammer, just came like a sledge, just like over the top, and he hit him on the back of his head with the bottom of the helmet, which I'm glad it was that part of the helmet because I probably say it would have been a little bit more fatal if the face mask or maybe the crown of the helmet would have hit him. And,
Yeah.
and that's when all, what broke loose. Pouncey protect his quarterback. I mean, Pouncey, man. I'm talking about it was like a street fight, man. I mean, Pouncey kicking him in the head, punching him. I was like, whoa. It was crazy, man. I tell you this here, I probably would have did the exact same thing, but they'd had to take me out a little bit different. And it wouldn't have been that easy taking me out, man. Especially when you hit me, in the jewels like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
come on. Especially with a man hitting you like that, man. You don't kick me in my, I come on, And that's when I would have just, went off. I mean, it was a lot more on that field happened than what we knew went on the field. So
Well, I seen the replay of it. I didn't get to watch it live or anything like that. But some of the things I heard, like it was like less than 10 seconds in the game and they were dropping back. I don't know why they were doing that. And number two, I'm not condoning what Miles Garrett did. I
most
think it
definitely, man.
was hideous and uncalled for. But I can't judge him because here's why. I know when I get worked up, I think back when I used to be more physically active, Billy. It's been a while. But when I get worked up, my adrenaline starts pumping, and it don't take much to set me off when, I'm geared up. And I tell you what, you hit me there, it ain't going to go down the same. I'm telling you, because I'm going to the sideline and getting me a chair. And but I know it ain't right. I'm not condoning it. I'm just telling you, I don't take that. Even if it's an accident and you don't apologize, I'm not happy. But I understand what they're saying. It was really uncalled for. But hey, anybody that says they wouldn't explode in certain circumstances, and I'm not saying it was justified or unjustified. I'm just saying this have a line
Yeah.
where you hit that line, all bets are off. And I know I've got that line, and I try not to get close to that line. But I know we all have that line, and we do things we regret. And Garrett's going to get punished. I only saw pictures of what uh, uh, the quarterback did for Pittsburgh. What's his name? Randolph or
Yes.
Rudolph? Randolph. Anyway, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I tell you what, Billy, I'm not meaning to go sidetrack, but I heard a Christmas song today, and I don't like that. You can't play Christmas songs till like December 21st. Then we can play some Christmas songs. But anyway, I saw some pictures of what you're talking about. He hitting him, in the groin and trying to pull his helmet off. I don't know. I think that what Garrett did warranted the harshest punishment, but I think Randolph should get something. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw what Deion Sanders tweeted today. He said, "Oh, y'all talking about who should get what punishment in that locker room? Ponce is a hero.
Right.
Is that how it goes in the locker room?"
Bobby, that's it's what's called brotherhood, man. You protect your family, you protect them any means necessary. I mean, you don't ask questions right then. You think about that later, I mean, even, when I play, practice was like that there. That end of that game was practice with us every single day. It didn't matter who you were, I don't care what it was just, a brotherhood situation. If one of us got into it, you got to watch out because there's about 30 of them that's going to be right behind me that got my back.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, the severity of it depends on who it is too. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I say this here. I mean, I never really got into any fights or anything like that because I didn't have time for that. I didn't want to use all my energy on that. I had to run and stuff after practice sometimes. So I had to conserve that energy. But I'll say if I would have ever get in a fight or whatever, so I mean, it didn't matter. I promised the whole offense and defense would have came over there and had my back. And they'd be like, "Oh, man, we fighting each other, man. It's supposed to be offense against defense." But that's what it was, man. I mean, you got, Al Wilson, Pillars, Price, all those guys, man. You just didn't never know, man. You didn't want to get in a fist fight with these guys because you never knew who really had their backs. I mean, you come out of nowhere. I mean, it's like jumping off the top rope sometimes, And like you said, I mean, I don't condone what Garrett did. It was an emotional thing that he did, and you heard him when he confessed up and said that,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. My reaction, that wasn't me. It was just a reaction. And that's what, like I told you, man, that's what my mom always told me. For every action, there is a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you got that type of testosterone that's out there, egos that are out there. And the fact that a quarterback did this to him, which is someone that, you can't touch anyway. And like I said, I'm still not trying to justify what he did was right, but his reaction was correct. But the hitting him with the helmet wasn't, it could have been different. He could have, when he was on the ground, he could have got his punishment and what he wanted to do to the quarterback then when he pulled his helmet. He could have, spent out for that and punched him or did something. But, it still would have been a wrong situation for Garrett.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no right way for him to come out of that okay unless he just would have just said nothing and did anything.
Yeah. I just, like you said, I'm not condoning it at all. I just know that if something like that happens and the conditions are right, I'm going to do some stuff I will regret. And we don't know what's being said. There's a lot of chirping going on that field, Billy. I've never been on a field, but I've heard some mic'd up videos. There's some chirping going on. We don't know if somebody didn't say something about his mama. We don't know what went on. But that still doesn't condone it. I want everybody to be clear. I'm not condoning it. I think he should be suspended for the rest of the year.
Yes.
But I still think that the quarterback maybe got off a little light. But I'm just a truck driver, and Billy's a former player. We're not Roger Goodell, but I'd like to tell this is what I'd like for Roger Goodell to do. Before he hands out a judgment, he needs to run on a treadmill for about 5 minutes, get his heart rate going, and then somebody start popping him with a wet towel, and then just see how he reacts. Now, if he doesn't react, then okay, he can deal out any punishment he wants, you know?
Oh man. Well, I mean, he's going to be under fire for not putting out a punishment to the quarterback because he has to have some type of punishment too because he is not a complete innocent victim in this situation.
Yeah.
He did something that you don't normally see quarterbacks do, and that's retaliate the way he tried to retaliate.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen the whole play leading up to the play to give a judgment. You know, it's just our obligation to talk about it. We want you guys to put in the comments what you think. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. Put how you feel. You can disagree with us. You can agree with us. We welcome all answers, and we're not wanting to get into a debate or an argument. We just want this platform to be something people can feel comfortable voicing their opinion without being attacked. And that's what I've always prided this channel on for the last 2 years, that we can foster that kind of atmosphere. But anyway, Billy, let's move on. Yesterday was 21 years ago you made your play. You know what? So I said this before we started recording, but what's so man, just so golly, I just can't believe. What I can't believe the most is that 21 years ago, I was pushing 30. And then I know you feel the same way about that play. It just seems like, yeah, I remember everything about that game. I remember being upset. I almost turned off the TV, but I'm one that I'm going to watch the game. I don't care if we're down by 50. I'm watching until there's 0, 0, 0, 0 on the clock. That's just, I guess I torture myself like that, but that's just the way I am. But that game was over. I mean, all intents and purposes, it was over. And the football gods and Billy Ratliff and Travis Henry and the whole daggum team put it together. You know, I've said many times it's not just one player, one play, even though there's a lot on that play. I'm going to tell you, yes, there isn't more. Al Wilson said it best one time. He said that was the most defining moment of that season. And I agree with that. But there was a lot that goes on. I was still, when we got that, let me tell you something. Up until that play where you recovered the ball, I still wasn't sure we were going to win the game because we just came out of a 4 and out. We hardly moved the ball. I said, if we can get to running the ball, they're tired. That's what I thought. So I'm going to give you a chance to relive that play because, you know, everybody's seen the replays of the play, but nobody's really got an in-depth view of that play in that game. So talk me through to that game. What was it like leading up to the game? What was the game plan going into that game, offensively and defensively?
Well, I mean, I'll start, defensively. We knew that Arkansas was a pretty good, okay team. They was, undefeated for a reason, and they had been running the ball really well. And that was the key, was to, try to slow that running game down and make them pass the ball. And so happened that, it's raining. So, I mean, we had done our job of stopping the run. I mean, they kept getting a few yards, when they needed to run the ball. And it was like we couldn't stop these guys, no matter what we did. Coach Chaffers would call the perfect play. The scheme was perfect, but they found a way to make a play every single time. These receivers were jumping over our DBs, or our DBs were slipping and falling at the right time and helping them out in a sense, and I give that team a lot of credit, because this was another team that we thought was just another team in SEC. It was a stat team, as I always call everybody else, because there was only one team that we had to worry about in SEC, and that was the Gators. Everybody else was just stat teams. That's what we called it. And then offensively, I mean, from what I saw and the game plan they had, was they was going to run the ball. I mean, Arkansas's defensive line, they average was like, weight-wise, like 250 pounds or something like that. And our offensive line, 325 pounds. That's a big advantage. It's a lot of weight compared to their defensive line. And, of course, if you go back and watch it, That's not what happened.
All right, tell me, why did they wait to the last possession of the game to run the ball?
Bobby, I don't know if they had the almanac from Back to the Future or whatever. They stole it from Biff or whatever and told them not to run the ball until, they were going to let me, accidentally fall on the ball or whatever and go from there. But
don't let Sean Johnson get away with saying that. He's been saying that accident. That wasn't no accident, Sean Johnson. But go ahead.
But these guys, man, I mean, I knew that they can do it. I knew that if they would just go with the game plan, run the ball. I didn't care if they knew the play, run the ball. And as you saw, when they got the ball back, there was no stopping these guys. I mean, Travis was going to, they had to tell Travis to go down a couple times. I mean, because Travis was going to keep on running, but you had to realize we had to worry about the clock.
Yeah.
And we kept running and all I saw was, like, even before that, when we went out there on the field, when me was to make that play happen, and when I came back off the field and Cozy came on the field, and that's when I saw that look in their eyes. It was showtime. They was ready, and Cozy kind of looked at me and gave me the little nod. I got you. And they all kind of look like thank you in that sense. I'm like, okay, let's go then. It's showtime. And history was made, man. They went out there and 65 yards?
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Well, your teammate Sean Johnson can call it an accident all he wants, but you still told T not to take your helmet off. We're getting the ball back. What was it like when you fell on that ball? Did those words just come back to you at that moment and said, man, I just said we getting this ball back, and I got this ball in my hand? When did that cross your mind? Man, I'd have been strutting like a chicken, Billy. Oh, my goodness.
To be honest with you, Bobby, I still can't believe it happened. I mean, as you know me now, I talk a lot of noise, or I just say anything that comes off the top of my head. And pretty much that's what I was saying, man. I just got my tail chewed out by Wilson over there. Like, we ain't doing anything wrong. I'm like, we're playing perfect. It's just that they're making big plays, Al. He said, I don't care if it don't happen this time. You know what's gonna happen on practice come Monday. He was just chewing us out, and he's not even playing. He over there in the jersey.
Yeah,
and of course, and then me, I'm, we over there getting ready to go back in the game because fourth down comes and in my mind, I'm like, man, we got to get this ball back in my mind. And I'm thinking like that. And then when I saw T come up the sideline, got his head down, and like, dang, man, like he lost the game himself. And I'm like, no, man. But I said, hey, man, don't worry about it, man. We about to get this ball right back, man. Keep your helmet on, baby. And sure enough, man, I went out there and I made 2 plays the whole game that I even played. I mean, I had no stats, Bobby. None. I didn't have a whiff of a tackle. The closest thing to a tackle that I had is pushing the offensive line back where Deion Grant can go block the field goal before that play.
So Burlsworth had you locked down all game, huh?
Man, I'm telling you, man. I keep telling people, man, this guy was a technician, man. I had never played anybody, with the hands and footwork like that besides Cozy Coleman. That was my teammate in practice every day. So, I just started using, and that mindset at that point, that's what I started thinking. I said, man, you know what? I'm going to play this man like I play Cozy.
Why didn't you, during the game, what you should have done is said, come on, Debo, come over here. You line up on it. Let me get your man.
Hey, I did that.
And swapping it back and forth.
We did that. And Debo, hey, dog, when he's like, ooh, okay, man, we got to get back over here, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I mean, you ask all those guys, man. You go ask, Jeff Coleman, Ron Green. You ask those guys, man. They'll tell you, man, this guy was serious.
And those are some big old youngins you just mentioned right there. Ron Green was strong. And Jeff Coleman, yeah. I know he was strong.
Mm-hmm. Oh, these guys we was all strong and fast. It's just Arkansas was just as big and fast on the offensive line. You talking about, I was saying offensive line was 320 pounds. Shoot, man, think of their offensive line was like 340.
You know, I've heard so many good things, not just on the field, but off the field about Brandon Burlsworth. Like, wasn't he the first walk-on to get like a master's degree before he ran out of eligibility at Arkansas? He was smart. He was a high draft pick, and they made a movie about his whole story, and I watched that movie. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I'm not sure they represented Al real well, but they
Oh
represented
man. Oh.
they represented my boy Billy Ratliff well. And I tell you what, the only thing that bothered me about the movie, and I don't want to get sidetracked, is they made it look like in the movie, because they used the game clips for a lot of it, and then they had like stand-in. They had Brandon Burlsworth going down there and laying the wood to Al Wilson. It didn't happen that way, Billy. He hit him, but he barely hit him.
Yeah, it was nothing like that, man. I mean, there's two plays that I remember watching in the movie that I was like, come on, man. I mean, I know it's acting there to make it look good and stuff like that, but the play where he's running, they running the ball and they show him pancaking Al, and then the one play where when Al ran out of gas. And and it showed him like trying to help Al up, and Al slapped his hand away. That ain't how it happened. I mean, if anything, Al be like, "Man, don't touch me. I'm tired. Get out my way."
Yeah.
Like that. I was like, "Man, y'all made my man Al look real bad in this movie, man."
But it was still a good movie. That's a great story.
Yeah, it was.
And it was sad story how he just had the world, and you just never know when your time's up. And I guess on his way back from being drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, coming back to Arkansas, and I've been on Highway 412 between Harrison and Fayetteville. It's a windy road, and
it's narrow too.
Either he crossed the center line or a big truck did, but it was a head-on collision.
Yeah, the big truck. From what I've heard, I mean, the big truck did, and there was no way to dodge that situation. So
yeah, it was sad. And then the next year, ironically, Arkansas beats us in the same exact score.
That's because I didn't play them. Bobby.
That's right. That's the story I'm going with.
I'm sticking with it. I mean, I told the way I said it, I keep telling you, man. I told the coaches, hey, the chances of us winning ball games is great if number 40 is playing.
That's right. Well, I believe it. So what was it like in the locker room after that? Was it a party? Was everybody giving you high fives? Was you jumping around? Tell me, when the game was won, what happened?
When the game was won, of course,
fireworks. I remember the big old fireworks.
Now, when we get in the locker room, Bobby, we don't just have one song. We have a song for every team that we put a whipping on.
All right, tell the listeners.
And this song went something like this. We don't give a damn about the whole state of Arkansas, the whole state of Arkansas. So we had a remix, man. So it wasn't all about Bama all the time. So we had a whole album, Bobby.
So for real, y'all did We Don't Give a Damn, and you just inserted the state into whatever time? That's funny. I never heard that before. Guys, y'all are hearing something new right here.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, we had a whole album. I mean, it's just a different, it's just like every song, Oh yeah, man, it was a party, man. After every victory, it was a party, and I actually got a game ball that game. I was surprised I did. I'm like, man, I only got 2 plays in, coach.
My goodness.
Still to this day, Bobby, I still don't have a game ball in here to show anybody I actually got a game ball, man.
What happened?
Well, they can't spell my name right.
Oh, that's right. They say it Ratliff.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
I'm like, okay, I don't have a game ball, so I can't even say I ever got one.
I need to call Fulmer. I got Fulmer's number. I'm going to call it and say y'all need to have a replica made for my boy Billy Ratliff. and get you a ball.
I mean, my last name turned to everything. Radcliffe, and
Hey, what happened to our press credentials that we got to go up in the skybox for Volunteer Roadshow? It said Ratcliffe, didn't it?
I was
Did
like,
they ever
wow.
fix that?
They finally fixed it, man. I didn't even have to say anything. I think Kim, she finally realized, okay, that's not really his last name.
Well, anyway, those were some great memories, and I just can't wait till we have some more memories. I just hate that all those great, great memories are so long ago, but we're going to get back there, Billy. I promise you. Promise you that. Anyway, Billy, let me say something. You know, the thing I like talking to you. We talk every day, sometimes 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day, just about funny stuff. The only thing I don't like about it is it ain't recorded. Some of our best shows, Billy, have been just us talking on the phone. And I get off the phone, I said, man, what I'd give to have that recorded. I can't relive what we said earlier about my betting and all this other stuff we were talking about, but I'm just telling you right now. This BetNow, #SamStrong, and everybody go into the link, hit betnow.eu, use the promo code Roadshow. They'll match you dollar for dollar, or is it 50%? Yeah, I don't remember, but they'll give you a match, and we'll get a cut of that. But Billy, we all started out with the same amount of money. My $250 went away. I put another $225 in it, and I'm down to the 98 again. Let me say something, Billy. I'm a genius gambler. Will you tell everybody that I'm a genius when it comes? I make smart bets.
Well,
Will you at least tell everybody that?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Bobby. You know, and I've been trying to tell you this for a long time that and numbers don't lie. I mean, and I keep saying this because when
Come
numbers
on, man.
don't lie, and you ask me why, and I say because you cry. I'm like, Bobby, you can't cry because you lost half a point. You got to do it right. So, for instance, when you become smart like that, it actually becomes a little bit overrated because smart people are overrated.
Billy, you gonna do me like that, ain't you?
Well, I'm just saying. So what I really want to say is, Bobby.
So your generosity ends at you giving me my own room in the house. That's where it ends at. You all of a sudden gonna get all tight on me now.
So I'm gonna start putting a sheet of paper on the mattress from the almanac.
So when I go to my room, I get all the bets. Let me tell you something, guys. This guy, Billy, he texts me, I don't know, 10 times a day with all these bets. I said, man, I can't spell these Polish and Czechoslovakian tennis players' names. How do you bet on tennis? And he'll have all these parlays that he's won. I said, man, come on.
Man, I've only won $25, man.
You won more than that. All right, I see how you going to do me. You wait till we go through the drive-thru at Cookout again. I ain't going to let you off the hook with a peach milkshake next time. I'm going to get me a couple of chili dogs and some chicken tenders.
Oh, man.
All right. Listen, I've been looking at the lines. You go first. I'm not going first. I want you to go first.
Okay.
Well, I want to wait. I'm going to wait to show everybody what a genius sports gambler I am. Go ahead.
Well, Bobby, I'm going to just make it easy, and I'm actually going to kind of cheat this week because I really don't think I need to go way out on a limb this week and try to win a lot of money, because I'm trying to wait to the last game, and I'm going to play all of it on the Tennessee game, Bobby. But I'm going to be a little bit nice today, and I'm going to go with the Mississippi State and Alabama game.
That's on my list. Which way you going?
And I'm going to take this game here, and I'm going to be a little bit modest with it. I'm going to take Alabama, and I'm going to actually buy some points. The spread right now is 18.5.
Wow, it's gone up.
I'm going to actually buy 2 more points and make it minus 20.5.
Well, you'd want to make it lower than that. You want to make it 18 points.
Yeah, so my odds gets a little bit better now, Bobby.
Oh, the odds. Okay, the payback odds.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm gonna put $200 on this game.
Well, that's not a bad bet. I that's a pretty smart bet. But if you really want to make your rent, you got the repo man coming after your car. You got a $400 car note. And you only got $200 on you. Listen, old Catfish. Let me tell you something. There's some games here, Billy. Notre Dame and Navy. Notre Dame is at home, only favored by 7.5. I'm looking at that game. I'm gonna go through these games I'm looking at, and then I'm gonna narrow it down. Rutgers is a 52.5 point dog against Ohio State. Listen, I know I took the points last week, Ohio State, but there's got to be a game they slow down. I'm not saying I'm putting any money, but Billy, that's over 100. Not scoring, but beating them by. All right. I'd also add the over-under 62.5. I'm looking at that. Here's another one. And I say throw the history books out. Penn State, Indiana. I know Indiana's played Penn State close the last 4 or 5 years. Every now and then, every couple of years, Indiana will give Penn State a run. But Penn State, coming off a bad loss, they're favored by 14.5. They're at home. I'm looking at that game.
Okay.
I'm kind of looking at Georgia giving up 3 against Auburn. And then Arkansas, 13.5 for Coastal Carolina. They just fired their coach. There's some dynamics going on there. App State, Georgia State. App State favored by 17. I think they'll cover that. Now, here's one of my money picks right here. FSU favored by 41. Billy, I don't know if FSU can score 41 points.
41?
41 points against Alabama State. Now, I know that's the competition. I'm telling you, Alabama State, they can play some ball.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Don't be changing up your bet on me now. You done a lot yours in.
I'm done, man. I'm just waiting on you now, Bobby.
Before I give my picks, why don't we do a $25 gift card drawing? The Hound Dogs are great sponsors there on Kingston Pike and Knoxville. Anything, Billy, you want, Tennessee Orange, got a power tee on it. It don't matter if it's valve stem cover caps. It don't matter if it's a sticker, hat, prints, a Tennessee helmet, lamp, hat, you name it, they got it.
Yes. Pick
out a Facebook winner for a $25 gift card and email the show at bobbyc@volunteerroadshow.com, and I'll get you these gift cards out. Billy's going to name off a Facebook winner, and I'm going to name off a YouTube winner. Go ahead, Billy.
Let's see. I'm just going to swipe it up here and let it stop. Okay, let's go with Jake Bartlett.
All right, Jake Bartlett. Email me at bobbyc@volunteerroadshow.com. Write that name down, Billy, so we don't forget. And I'm going to do my YouTube one. I already picked out my YouTube one. There's a comment on my last video.
Pick
1776 on YouTube commented on her last video. Email me again at bobbyc@volunteerroadshow.com, and we'll get you a $25 gift certificate. All right, Billy.
So who
roll, please.
Who you putting your money on, Bobby? How much you gonna play, Bobby?
I got $98 left, Billy, and this is my own money. So I got to play smart with my own money.
Oh Lord.
I put 150. I put 150 in. They matched it. I think I had 250, and then that's back down to 98. And Florida State, they'll be lucky to score 41 points. All right, that's my $25 bet. I ain't done yet. I'm tempted to put $10 on Penn State. You know what? I ain't tempted. I'm going to do it. Penn State's going to cover the 14.5 against Indiana. I'm going to put $10 on that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put $10 on Notre Dame and the 7.5 to cover against Navy at home. Billy, I want to take the Rutgers in that 52.5, but I just can't. It's so tempting, Billy. God,
then if it's that tempting, just take Ohio State then.
Because that'll be the week they don't cover, and then I look like a chump.
Hey, I'm not touching it.
You can't play with scare money. Don't play with scare money. I'm scared, so I'm staying away.
Hey, well, hey, I have another. One of my teammates used to always say this thing, and his name was Bobby Graham. And Bobby Graham used to always say, "Scared money don't make money."
Yep. We need to have him back on the show again. We already had him once. We need to get him back. And we got Gerald Riggs Jr. going to be on the show next week, but I got that lined up.
Okay.
He's going to call me Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll get that hooked up. That'll be a good – finally, we're getting some offensive players.
Yeah.
All right, here's where I'm going to finish tonight. I'm going to put a $10 parlay on all my bets, and then I'm going to add one. Listen to me, Billy. Nope. Listen to me, Billy. I'm going to add something I didn't put money on. I'm going to have App State and give up 17 against Georgia State. I'm making you wish I'd have gone first on my picks, ain't I?
I think I'm going to go in and do a parlay on the opposite of all of those.
Oh, but come on, man. Be real with me. Come on, be real.
So here, I've already told you about how to pick. And those one lines when you look at it and it looks like it's too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is too good to be true. So, like when you looked at that 52 points, you're like, ain't no way they can cover those 52 points.
All right, you're egging me. I'm putting 5 on Ohio State. If I lose that, you're buying me a beer at Tap House on the Vandy week.
Hey, I got you, man. Matter of fact, I'll make sure I got milkshakes for days.
Oh, man. For real, what do you think about those? Are pretty smart bets, aren't they?
Well, I mean, yes, they are very smart bets, man. I mean, I've already told you about smart people bets. They typically don't do well, so I'm done. I'm not playing. I'm not gonna play anything else.
You're not taking that Florida State?
How many points is it?
41.
41. And who they playing?
Alabama State.
So Alabama State 40. Okay, Bobby. You know what? I'm gonna touch it.
You better not say Alabama State.
I'm gonna take. God, did you take Florida State?
No, I took Alabama State.
Well,
I'm just saying it'll jinx me.
I'm not going to touch it, man. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let you have it.
Come on, take Florida State. Take Florida State. Put 5 on it.
All right, well, I put $100 on Florida State.
No, you ain't neither. Just 5. You ain't going to show out on me.
$100 on Florida State to cover, Bobby. And I'm going to hit it, and it's in there.
Billy, you hit that, and that blows up my parlay.
You told me to do it, Bobby.
But I didn't say put no 100 on it.
Well, I mean, that's the odd number I got on the end there.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, you decide for yourself which one of us made the smarter bets. Put it in the comments section who you would rather take betting advice from. Big Worm, former player, or truck driver. I'm just saying. I watched a lot of football, Billy, and I stayed at a Holiday Inn at Express last night.
So what we're gonna do? Let's see. I want to get the smiley faces if you like my bets.
All right. If you like Billy's bet, do the smiley face. If you like my bets, do the heart. That's how we're going to vote. And I tell you what, Billy, we're going to draw a winner out of all those people that like or comment for brunch for two at Tap House in Knoxville. Now, we're going to go through and pick out from the ones that live in Knoxville, obviously. So if you're in Knoxville, give me a comment and also vote, and we'll just see how it goes. All right, Billy, let's get on out of here.
Let's do it.
Y'all know what's coming next. This ain't even trash talking, but I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. If you want to make your rent money, follow Catfish's advice. If you want to lose and feel bad about yourself, follow Billy's advice. Because I got the better bets. I promise you that.
Ooh, no, sir.